Okay, we're going to talk about searching the internet. So, what's a search engine? A search engine is a tool that finds things on the internet. To find information on the internet, we use keywords. Keyword is a phrase that tells the search engine what you want to find. The search engine then uses that keyboard to show you the list of websites that fit what you're looking for. The list is called search results. There are many types of search engines: Google, Bing, Yahoo, constantly different places you can go to search for anything. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start in Google Chrome and we're going to go to google.com. So, if Google is not your home page, you'll definitely want to go to google.com. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about picking a search word. Okay, these search engines are really helpful. They want to help you find what you're looking for. Okay, they want to help. But sometimes you need to be very careful about how you search and what you search for, because you can make it more difficult or easier depending on what you type in. Google cannot read my mind as much as we think it can. So we've got to be helpful when it comes to what we're searching for. So what we're going to start with is, in this search box, we're going to type sea turtle. Now what's going to happen is, as I'm typing, you'll see some keywords and some suggestions pop up. Okay. So from sea turtle, Google is going to predict what I might be typing next. And what I want to choose is sea turtle facts. So we're going to get a lot of results here. Okay, a lot of information on this page. Now, what we find is, at the very top up here, some basic information from what Google thinks is a good place to get info from. To the right, we have some encyclopedia type information, scientific names, some scientific information that you might need to know about a sea turtle. Then here we find things that people also ask. So maybe if you're completing a report, you would wonder these things about sea turtles. And then if we keep scrolling, we finally get some of the facts. Okay, but where we want, or excuse me, some of the websites, where we want to go is all the way to the bottom. Down in the bottom here, we have searches related to sea turtle facts. So what might happen sometimes, especially if you're researching for a report or for some information, is we type sea turtle and we realized sea turtle facts may be better for us to choose. Well, then as you're looking at your results, it's not exactly what you were hoping for. Maybe it's too scientific, or you just don't really love the results. Down here, Google gives you some more specific searches that you may want to choose. So if you don't really get what you want to look down here in these related to. So maybe I want baby sea turtle facts, or facts for kids, or I want to specify green sea turtles, their sizes, species. So you have all different kinds of options here. We want to choose facts for kids. All right. So this will get us some more specific sea turtle facts that are geared towards younger people. Okay, not necessarily little kids, but if you're trying to do some research, this could give you some not quite as complicated results. So some of the things that we do want to look for in our results, things that are important to talk about, are deciding whether a website that is provided here is worth looking at or is going to give us good information. So if we look at the results here, in blue, this information is the title of the web page. It's not the website address, it's what the page is titled. This gives us good information. National Geographic Kids, that should be good information. Green sea turtle facts for kids. 25 fun facts about the sea turtle. Okay, so the title is the first thing that catches your attention. The next thing we want to look at is our description here. This gives you a good idea of what you can find on the page. So all of these things are things you want to do to avoid clicking in 8 million websites. Okay, so instead of clicking at everything right away, take a second, look at the title, and look at the description. These descriptions usually give you some little pieces of information from the page so you can decide, do I even want to go any further? Or should I stop right here? Is this not going to be what I want? Okay. Um, so again, you want to look at the title and look at this description. You don't start clicking everywhere. Okay. The next thing you want to look at is in green right here. Okay. This is the actual web address. There are 4 main type of web addresses that you'll encounter, especially when you're researching. Okay, the first would be .gov, .gov. Now let's see if we have any .govs here. And we don't. That's because usually a .gov is a government website. Okay, so .gov is a government website. That usually means you have to be part of the government to use that web address. Okay, so things like NASA, if there was some sort of scientific area of the government that created information about sea turtles, you would see a .gov. Okay, very reliable. .org, .org. See if we have any ORGs. No ORGs. ORG is set for organizations. Okay, so certain organizations will create websites with the ORG. Most of the time you can rely on those websites. They're pretty reliable, okay, because not just anybody can get an ORG. .edu are educational sites. Usually it isn't set to just, you can't wake up today and say, I'm going to make an educational site, .edu. It's actual schools or universities will have a .edu. So you can trust .edus because they had to go through a process to make sure they could get that address. Finally, .com is what we'll usually see. Most of these results are .coms. Just because it's a .com does not mean that there's anything special about the site. You can literally go buy a .com in 10 minutes with $10. Most of the time, even less. Now, having said that, if we look at our nationalgeographic.com, we know that National Geographic is a website we can trust. Okay, Nat Geo Kids, that's a website we can trust. I would like to think that we could trust a mom, but just because it says Mom Junction doesn't mean that that's the greatest website on the planet and that everything is true. Things we look for, we still want to make sure that we're getting good information. Okay. A few other things you may see would be like .ws. A lot of times that stands for other countries. Like .uk would be United Kingdom. That's in England. So definitely want to pay attention to the web address as well. So if you were researching for a school project on sea turtles, which of these sites do you feel like you would want to check? All right, next up, we're going to start limiting our search. Okay. If we go up to the top, you'll see some other options: videos, news, images, more, settings, tools. Okay. If we click images, it will take us to pictures. Okay. All different kinds of pictures. And what's cool is now you can also filter down. So if I want specifically National Geographic photos, and then I can even go further. If I want to take out the National Geographic, I can take that out. Okay, I can look at black and white pictures. Wasn't that great? Giant sea turtles, which is interesting that there'd be tiny ones. So again, you have to take some of this with a grain of salt and do your own, use your brain to decide which of these results are what you would want. If we click on videos, There will be all different kinds of videos on sea turtles. Okay. If we go back to all, it will give us our results. A couple other things that you can look for. Under the tools, you can decide when something was posted. So maybe you're researching some current event and you would rather filter to what's happened in the last month. Okay, those are options. All right. And the last thing that I do want to show you that will help your searches is, let's say that this green sea turtle page was good, but not quite exactly what you wanted, but it was on the right track. This little green arrow, you can actually choose similar sites. So Google will search for websites that are similar to this result. So if you feel like this is really the only result that was helpful, but you wish there was more like it, you choose similar. All right. So a couple things to remember. Every search engine is different, okay? We could go to a site like bing.com. And we could also search for sea turtle. And as we type, a list of keywords come up. Now, what we want to know is this list similar to the list you got in Google? Okay, let's click on a keyword in the list. Let's choose sea turtle facts, just like we did with Google. And I want you to compare this list. Is this list different from Google? If I scroll to the bottom, Bing does the same thing and it gives me these related search items. Are these related search items different? Let's choose a keyword. We're going to choose the same one, sea turtle facts. Compare these results to what you found in Google. Okay, now we can choose images. Compare these results to what you found in Google. And finally, look at the videos. How is the video page different from what you saw in Google? Now you're going to use all these skills that you just acquired to do your own searches and find out some information about topics that you're interested in or that you need to find information about. And that's it.